I was sitting in the Appropriations Committee during this process, and I can assure you we did the best we could to make sure everyone got a fair share amount of the money provided to us by A&S. The money that we received, we tried to divide up as much as possible. Unfortunately, some clubs will not be as happy as others when it comes to how much they receive. We cannot do much about this. Unless you want a chance to raise tuition, which I'm pretty sure no one wants, A&S is limited to how much we are giving. You can always come back next year and work with a bill, and I guarantee you, I'm guaranteed that many senators who will be in the Senate for the next academic year are more than willing to help you get more funding for what you need.
You have to give Campus Rec the minimal amount of money to at least run and facilitate their operations. They do have a brand new Eagles Challenge course that we funded as a Senate, and also they have a brand new building going up. With that comes extra costs in operation. Repairs and maintenance. The Appropriations Committee allocated $79,000. $50,000 of that is already goes straight to the pool because of the student initiative. It only leaves $29,000 for all the maintenance repairs, including beach in the sand, the rock repairs, rec fields, the Eagles Challenge course, and equipment. Only $29,000 for all of Campus Rec to maintain, especially if they're going to continue on the boat. Because we didn't buy a big boat, we need to continue on maintenance repair.
And the previous speaker said Campus Rec is one of the most important parts of campus, and I know that because I'm also a tour guide on campus, and when we bring families that want to maybe look at FGCU to come here one day, they are usually most intrigued and interested in things like our waterfront, our gym, our Alico Arena. They want to know what the Eagle Challenge course is. They're very, very intrigued by that kind of things, those kind of things, and the message we send by the cuts we make towards them, it speaks for itself. Now I'm here to represent, not only College of Professional Studies, but also the folks that are here, the sport clubs. My own sport club that I started and am the president of is not reliant totally on student government funds. We're more reliant on our own funding than anything. So we're not threatened by this, while others are in their existence, entire existence. And you can see why they are here. That's for that reason. And so I'm going to pay attention to that. And
as a senator in other student organizations and as in a sports club also, I don't think we need to be looking at the same topic over and over. There are so many clubs in this whole packet that anybody can see this that are losing all of their funding. Some things that it's not just about one section of our campus. There's hundreds of these other organizations that also need the money that had huge cuts happen to them, and we can't just look at one section of campus because it may be the most used, but all of these other organizations also add up to either the equivalent of that or more than that.
The Sports Club Executive Council did violate the finance code by reallocating the funds that were allocated to them. Now, the Operations Committee clearly took a look at what happened and what the one of the members of that council told us that they were planning on doing again this year. We had two options. Either cutting everything from sports clubs as a whole and then sit down with them, draft a document where both parties would be satisfied with the stipulations of that document in order to reallocate funds to them. Or we also thought of partially funding, making a significant cut, forcing SCEP to come back to us, sit down, draft that document, in order for us to later in the year reallocate them the rest of the money that they asked for. We chose the one that was best suited to the committee, and I really I'm counting on your understanding to accept this decision.
Everything that we are trying to do, and I understand, there's 5 points that you want to bring up, but you have to understand we did our best, and we sat there probably at least, I would even say 40 plus hours, just discussing this, discussing how we're going to do this budget. And I want to assure everyone here, honestly, the money that is being allocated is the best to our ability with the terms and conditions that we have. put upon by the finance code. And the presented budget through, whether it be SCED, Campus Rep, Programming Board, even student government, or every single RSO that was brought to us, you have to understand what was presented is what we can, that's all we can produce.
Really hard. What I don't understand that happened is I kind of, out of all the departments, because I understand that 8% went to RSO, out of all the departments, 9 departments got an increase, which I do think they all deserve. Departments that did get a decrease, didn't get a decrease more than $10,000. No more than $10,000 decrease, except for Campus Rec, that over got a $100,000 decrease. Like that's what I don't understand. That's what I want to clarify to me of how every department went up, or the departments that did get a decrease only went down by 10,000. But Campus Rec got a hit. So they have less money than they got 2 years ago.
Guys, there's only so much money to give in so many areas that we can give it. I just went through that whole entire packet of every single club. There's clubs in there that didn't get any money at all. There are clubs in there that got $20,000 less than they wanted. I saw one that they requested $23,000 and they got $800. The problem is we're not ever going to be able to make everybody happy, and there's only this much money and this many people that want it. There's only so much that we can do. You can only work with what you have, and you're never going to be able to make everyone happy.
Bill, and I'm told that the point of this bill is to force us to come back and ask for money, right? So it's not to cut our budgets, it's just to make sure we really need it. Then I have to point out, why is there introduced a $5,000 travel cap for next year if the whole point is to make sure that we really need it? I know for a fact my club requires more than that to get to our main event in nationals. And I just put it to you, what's the point in having a $5,000 travel cap instead of a $7,000 $500?
To specifically talk about the $5,000 cap, there's so much money that we have. There's so much money that people are asking for. We have to make cuts, and we have to take a decision that we can enforce all throughout the budget.
On behalf as a student, I am part of the rugby club. It doesn't matter. I come because when I came to FGCU, I looked at many other schools out there. I was going to go to UF, I was going to go to USF. They all had rec programs. But the reason I came to FGCU was for our rec program, to know that the students here were represented and we were allowed to make our own rec clubs and to go and be able to pursue those things that we want. So to sit here and say, oh, we can, as a previous speaker, has said, oh, come and ask for more money. What if there is no more money? You want to try to make, you said we don't want to make everybody happy, but what happens when you make nobody happy? Because clubs cannot do what they are there to do, what they are to provide to the students.